his case is, it's not just symbolic or emblematic of, of someone who's being persecuted for exposing wrongdoing. It is actually shaping history, and it is shaping where we're going. And unless it's corrected, we're ending up in a very dark place, because this precedent is being used and will continue to be used to go after other people who are exposing powerful interests. And I'm not just talking about in the UK or the US, where this crazy interpretation of the Espionage Act is now in play. In the UK, basically they've imported that crazy interpretation of the Espionage Act and said, oh yes, our Official Secrets Act operates in the same way. This court interpretation of this legislation that's never been done, interpreted this radically before. But then other countries are using that to legitimize, to license them when they put journalists in prison and when they put opposition leaders and dissidents and so on. It's all okay, because this is the new standard. You put Assange in prison, we put our guys in prison. That's what's going on. And so there's a global race to the bottom, and it's basically the global rules-based order is not something that's dictated from above. It's something that we constructed, our countries constructed post Second World War because of what had happened. And it can be dismantled just as easily if we let these standards drop. The US government resorted to accuse Julian of being a journalist, essentially, for the first time indicting a publisher under the Espionage Act. He's not accused of espionage in the normal sense of the word. He's accused of receiving documents from a source, a whistleblower, possessing those documents and communicating them to the public. There is no interpretation of the word espionage in which that fits. That is journalism. And so they've decided to go after him for journalism. And then they've always tried to rely on this one charge under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. It's a 5-year charge out of the 175 years. And they initially, it was solely in relation to Manning, and then they expanded it in the new superseding indictment, which they issued a month before we resumed our hearings in September. And in that, what there has been, this breakthrough that came out through the weekend, is an Icelandic, very reputable investigative newspaper published an investigation in relation to the US government's star witness in relation to this one computer charge, an Icelandic citizen. In this investigation, they interviewed him, they obtained evidence that the US has, in which the claims made in the case are basically showed to be baseless. The witness says that he lied, and that those lies are what are in the indictment. And so that the case against Julian is completely unsustainable. It's crumbling apart, or it's crumbled apart, and there's no justification at all, if ever there was one, for him to be in prison, because it's clear that the case is a sham.